Hey there, Ride the Car Guy here, and today we are installing a cold air intake into the Mustang GT. I got this cold air intake as part of a kit along with a tuner from AmericanMuscle.com. I went with the JLT Series 3. The kit came with everything that we need to get it installed, so all we need to do is pull out the existing air intake system and throw that in. Easy as that. Let's start by taking the mass airflow sensor connector out and then also the PCV valve from the intake. Great, now let's just take a flathead screwdriver and loosen the connection from the intake to the throttle body. Next, take these two connectors, just pop them back, then slowly rock it off of the throttle body. Set that aside. Next, remove your stock air filter. Then right here you have a 10mm bolt that needs to get removed so the rest of the air box can come out. Once that's out, pull the whole box out. We're ready to go get the kit. Once everything's out of the way, we're going to install our heat shield, which is going to go right about here. So this is already loose. I'm just going to remove this kind of radiator cover panel just so you can see, but you shouldn't have to remove this to install. This is a 5/16 bolt, so just go ahead and pop this out. Excellent. We're going to replace this with one that came in the kit. So inside of our kit, we can just kind of set this aside here. This is obviously our connector to go onto the throttle body. And then there's another hose in here, looks like PCV hose. Also looks like maybe it looks like the MAF gasket there. And now we have this bolt, it's just a little bit longer. Next, we're gonna install the heat shield. And the bolt that we just took out, we're actually gonna slide this between the radiator and the mount. And then this side's just gonna use the original airbox mount. So slide it in here. So mine, I actually pushed this tab below the radiator mount and then pushed it back up because this hose here, unless you want to take this off, it's obstructing that kind of path, if you will. So now I'm going to take my longer bolt, install it here, and then push this out and install the heat shield on the other side using the original mounting bracket. The next step is to prep the intake by moving the mass airflow sensor from your original intake onto the new one. The stock screws are T20, so just go ahead and remove those and then install it into the new one using the new gasket and new screws. When you tighten this back down, make sure you just do a gentle tightening, nothing crazy. You don't want to go ahead and break this thing before you even get it installed. Excellent, so that's out. We have our new one. I'm going to pull out these screws. These are just standard Phillips screws. And then slide our airflow sensor in. Great. And then go ahead, just screw it in. All right, I think we're good. Let's just take this out and finish up the installation. Next, take your connector and just slide your bands off. You may have to loosen these a little bit to do that, but then we want to get it onto the intake first. So just kind of grip both sides. There we go. And then just get it onto there. Once it's on there, take one of your bands and just kind of pinch it to fit. Excellent. And then just slide it down over top. There we go, and you may need to adjust a little bit, just kind of pull it back out. Very good. Now we want to take our other band, slide it in place. Once that's in place, slide this end through the heat shield and slide this end onto the throttle body. Next, pull your filter out. You may want to dry it off a little bit on the inside. It's kind of comes really oily. Now, put the band on, and then slide it onto the end of the intake. Once you have that in place, just tighten down the bands. You can go ahead and tighten the filter and tighten the connection to the throttle body. There's two more quick things we need to accomplish. We need to replace our PCV hose on this side. So if we just take that out, pop it off, set it aside, and use the one from the kit. This one here, we're going to put in the same connection, but then there's a connection on the bottom side of the intake that it needs to be slid onto. Once you have that in place, just simply plug your mass airflow sensor back in, and job's complete. This intake does require a custom tune. If you need some help getting a custom tune on your car, go ahead and click the video above. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.